I mean, there's always issues with internet security and things. You never really do know for sure. You just have, I think you just have to have an open mind and say that person, give them the benefit of the doubt to begin with, have a conversation with them, and then, you know, do the maths and see if what they're saying and what is online kind of matches up. That's one way of finding out.
There's quite a few simple
if they're misrepresentative,
yeah. There's quite a few simple things you can do. This is talking about the next question I would need. About security. At the end of the day, it sounds like you're stalking them, but actually you can do Google searches on people. So if you know their name, you can search them before you meet them. This is obviously when you get to know that person better, and I would recommend doing that. I did that, and I learned a lot about people.
Have you Google searched me?
Of course I Google searched you.
Of course,
yeah, I Google searched you all, including you, Renee. You've all been Google searched.
Wow. Interesting to find out what you found about me.
You've all passed the test. You've all passed the test, apart from Wayne. I don't know why he's here. Okay, well, the image of the person. This is one of the things on Pink Lobster Dating. You have to upload 3 images, and they have to be 3 different images of 3 different scenarios: a work picture, a picture where you're relaxed, and a picture, a third picture as well, different scenarios. So that's showing that you can't just take those pictures off the internet of one individual. Often people stealing identities take one picture of an attractive looking woman, but they might not have 3. And so that's a security thing. And also if you have a photo of yourself holding the logo as well, that shows people that it's a real picture. You can never be 100% sure that person is that person at the end of the day, which is why I know you were saying about meeting up quickly is important.
Yeah, it is. I think so.
Do you also prevent people from putting up, you know, animals? Just like on Facebook where people put a, a photo of a teddy bear or a cat or something. You know, you don't want them doing that. No, they don't always put a picture of themselves. So do you make sure that they have to put a picture of themselves?
They have
not
to
a picture of their pet or a picture of.
They have to have a photo. Their photos have to be vetted by the vetters. One of which is my mother.
Right. Okay.
So
pardon the pun of
yes. Yes. So the photos have to be vetted officially on the site, but they don't have to be seen because, like what I was saying earlier, I believe, and a lot of people believe, they don't want the photos to be seen widely, and they want to select those people, which is fine, but as long as we see, the website see it, and then we can then put verified, we've seen the photos, and then it's up to them what they then show the public. Yeah. But we know they're safe, we know they're a real woman, hopefully. We've seen the 3 pictures, we've vetted them, and then if they want to put a picture of a fluffy teddy bear, they probably won't get many hits.
Oh yeah, this is it,
And I would recommend having your picture on there, a nice picture. However, if they want to put fluffy teddy bear, if that's your way, go for it. Okay. Yeah. What do you think, Renee?
I think the vetting from your point of view is very important, but it's also possible to Skype with someone and find out what they look like before you actually meet them, or if you're about to meet them and they say, they start describing themselves in a completely different way. You're supposed to recognise them by the picture. Then you should get worried. Or if the person comes up to you and looks nothing like them, then
run a mile.
Dodgy situation right there, isn't it?
From vetting pictures.
Yeah. That's a good point. And obviously going back to that is the safety when you are meeting someone is making sure you meet in a public place.
Yeah, or take someone chaperone.
Yeah, or have Win in the background.
As the bodyguard.
Have the bodyguard, yeah.
The men's yeah.
You wouldn't mess then, yeah. That's obviously important. What do you think, Bryony?
I think meeting in a public space and people knowing, or a friend knowing where you are is definitely a good idea. Your personal security is important, but hopefully that's not going to be key to the meeting, and you're going to be excited to meet this person you've corresponded with on the internet anyway, so get on with it basically. Set up a meeting and find out what they're like. I'd say meet up, arrange as we've just been saying, arrange a public space. And don't wait too long, don't wait till you're really nervous. Sometimes putting things off is not the best way, and setting up a meeting at a mutually convenient place is great.
This is probably, because you said you can be quite nervous.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I have a bit of a nervous disposition, I must admit. I've actually been on a blind date in my teenage years.
A long time ago now.
Yeah, yeah, a long time ago. Actually 20 years, exactly. I mean, it was really nice to, I mean, it wasn't online, it was over the phone for a good while, and then I met up and I was quite amazed that she was beautiful. So I didn't have anything visual to go by. It was just her voice and the conversation, and we actually kind of got connections and on the phone and things like that. But I can't really say much else on the question, to be honest.
I think for me it's difficult because I'm not a nervous person and I've never had that problem.
Yeah.
But I do know.
She's brimming with confidence or something.
Probably too much sometimes.
Yeah, get on to me. Go on.
But I know that of course people get nervous, and that's actually the advantage of online. That first step, which can be very frightening if you go out. I don't know if you're watching the Got Kwan programme, where he makes them go up to people. Online, where if you are nervous and shy, you've got that first thing where you don't even
break
nervous
the ice a
people.
bit. Yeah.
That's a massive advantage of online dating. You can be shy, but you can still communicate.
I was more nervous on our second date because at that point I'd met you. So the second date we had to meet you again. I was much more nervous than meeting you for the first time.
Simple, you press the button. It says report abuse. There's a report abuse button, which you get on Facebook as well. The Facebook button is more serious because that gets taken to the police. On this site, it's not the police, we check it and then we'll contact that person directly. I don't know about other sites, but we take that very seriously. It depends what kind of abuse we're talking about as well. I mean, online, there's different types of abuse. You might be sent a horrible picture. You might be verbally abused.
Yeah, sort of getting rude remarks and whatever, bullying, sort of through text and stuff.
What is harassment though? I mean, because if you can send a polite reply if somebody's messaged you, at what point does it become harassment?
When it's unwanted.
Yeah.
Because they do that with the police and text messages. If it's 2 text messages or something after your kind of consent, after your reciprocal, then it's harassment.
If it feels like harassment to you and you're not comfortable and you said to that person, please don't email me again, don't press the button lightly, because obviously we will take it very seriously. That person can be blocked for life. There might even be police involvement if it becomes very serious. And obviously look at the terms and conditions of any site you register on. There's all that information on there. We've got a very clear policy on that on our website, which you can look at now.
I'd say don't give all your information out like that to protect your identity until you've actually met them. And maybe having a mobile number that is separate from your main mobile, it's called a dating mobile, because you can pay as you go, is a sensible option. I need one of them. is a sensible option. So don't be giving away your personal information very easily, but arranging to meet up and then subsequently, depending on how you get on, then you're sharing more about yourself.
I think it's the same as dating email as well. I had a dating email when I was online dating, and also obviously I got harassed by hundreds of women, so I need a separate account to keep track of them all.
Listen to this one.
I'm joking. I wish. So so you need a separate phone. I like the idea. I didn't have a separate phone. That's a good idea. Obviously, don't give away your landline number ever.
I think to clarify more on what Brandy was saying, not to give out all your information at once, because it suggests email, phone number. I think maybe to begin with, you have the Pink Lobster Dating email address. And then later on down the line, you can find out, if you're ready to give her the mobile number. And then 3 months down the line, you might think, okay, let her come round to my address, and so it's kind of pacing yourself with what you're giving out.
And obviously, you've got on Pink Lobster Dating, any site, you've got you can see how far away they are, but you won't actually get the exact street name where they live.
Postcode.
This person is at number 25. So you'll get a rough idea of how far away they are, but you're not going to know where they live. So you'll say 20 miles distance, 30 miles radius, whatever. But you must never give away your address. Definitely never do that. It's so dangerous. And the same goes for the username as well. A lot of people give their full name plus their date of birth and their username. No. Give yourself a cute little username. Something, I don't know, whatever that might be. Catch your net 25 or whatever, but you're not going to want to give too much information on your username either.
Just a quick one to throw into the mix. What's the difference in giving a mobile number online than it is going to a pub on a Saturday night, talking to somebody at a bar and give your number out there. You still don't know that person.
You don't, but you have met them face to face, so you know they are a real person. But people give false information. In fact, in dating, the typical thing people do is change the last number if they don't want that person to contact.
Yeah, I've given the right number by mistake a few times.
Oh dear.
And in a public place like a pub, there are other potential witnesses, or you could refer to someone else. So there is other ways of getting, on the internet you're on your own. So in a bar or a restaurant, you could try and get someone else, or the barman or someone to say, vouch for that person, or
Yeah, but it's interesting actually, it's a good question, because I think online people are a lot more safe often because it's online, and you do go out to a club and people do meet people, they go back to the house without having a clue who they are.
Drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously that's massive risk, which is why in some ways online dating is much safer, because you're checking that person out, you can Google search them, you can get that information first.
It's down to you when they need them.
Yeah.
I think you can take it too far the other way. I know safety is a massive
The woman behind the
concept.
camera, by the way, yes.
Safety is massively important, but I think you're always at risk as well as taking it too far. The Google searching with you may miss out on an opportunity by withholding so much information. So it's a balance, really.
Like Brian said, you meet as soon as possible, so you're not wasting time Google searching. You're not
being stalkerish.
Yeah, you're not. When I say Google searching, I'm not. You're just checking the basics. You're making
so credentials, basic credentials.
Yeah, you're checking the basics, making sure they actually exist.
Checking the salary.
Checking the salary. Checking the salary.
No sort of set of rules or criteria that you can cross off and say, yes, I'm in love. There's so many different gradations of love and growing into it, and something that turns out to be attraction, infatuation, and fizzles out. You just go with, what feels right and what feels good, and you enjoy being in the other person's company, and they make your heart go faster, and you just love everything about them, the way they look, the way they feel, the way they smell, you name it. And so it's very, very difficult to tell someone, if you have to ask the question, then you've maybe still got some doubts and need to find out a little bit more and, not rush things.
And you're not necessarily going to fall in love overnight. And there's an age-old lesbian myth, isn't there, that you move in with somebody within a month, and that you fall in love after. I mean, I've been told on a second date that someone loved me, and I was like, how can you love somebody on a second date?
It isn't me, for the record.
The third date with you, yeah. Third date was quite good going, yeah. But no, I think love is gradual, and I think you've got the lust, and there's a massive, often issue between lust and love.
Yeah.
And lust can feel like love because things going on inside, can feel like love. But I think love, you don't know if you're going to love that person until you really get to know that person inside and out.
I say it's different for everyone, isn't it? Love is different for everybody. It's the chemistry between two people. It's different to, every couple is going to have a different love chemistry.